Hey you guys, it's your girl Exotical Sauce coming back at you with another video, and today I just wanted to address this delusion that I saw on Kendra G last week. It is a rather short video because the young lady that you see on the right called into the Kendra G show asking for a guy that's 6 feet tall. He has to have dreadlocks in his hair and he has to have $1 million, like he has to make $1 million per year. She said that she's 24 years old with no kids, even though I heard kids all in the background. Now, whether or not she's 24, I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. She could be 24, she could be older, she could be younger, but judging by her somewhat, I don't know, judging by her young disposition, she might be 24. But anyway, she was basically uncompromising on her requirements. Kendra G asked her. So basically, if you are you okay with never, say if you find a guy that's shorter than 6 feet tall with no dreadlocks, are you okay with dating that guy? And she said no, she's not okay. He absolutely has to be 6 feet tall, no shorter than that, not 5'10", not 5'11", not 5'7", not 5'8". He absolutely has to be 6 feet tall. He has to have dreadlocks, not a low haircut, not starter locks, not twists. He has to have dreadlocks. And he absolutely has to have $1 million. So Kendra G was trying to explain to her that you're only 24 years old, you have your whole life ahead of you. What if you meet a guy who's your dream guy, but he didn't meet all of your requirements? And she was just absolutely uncompromising. So Kendra G drew a stick figure of a man with dreadlocks and $1 million and showed it to her and told her that's about as close as you're going to get to that guy. So she comes on here with like this dusty looking robe on and this like dingy t-shirt, absolutely no makeup whatsoever, like not even a eyeliner lip gloss combo. I heard kids in the background. Her hair at the top, it looks like she has like 2 homemade French braids, and they're fuzzy, so you can tell like she slept on it, like she didn't, it's not freshly brushed or freshly combed. And she just was making faces at Kendra when Kendra was trying to explain to her the proper way to choose a mate. And she said that yeah, he has to have $1 million because she's about that money, you know what I'm saying? So she's like, you feel me, Kendra? Like, I'm about that money and I don't want anything else other than somebody that brings in $1 million, even though she looks like she is far from bringing in $1 million. So Kendra asked her, was she on drugs? And she's like, no, I'm not on drugs, and this and that. And it ended with her like calling Kendra a stupid bitch. So the video was only 7 minutes, and the girl called her a stupid bitch and hung up on her. But what got me is that usually when I watch these Kendra G dating singles videos, I noticed that every guy like on the planet in those comment sections are in that comment section is like asking the woman, like saying how delusional the woman is. Like a lot of the women will be like in their 30s and they'll have like kids already. Some are divorced, some are widowed, but a lot of times they'll just have like multiple baby daddies and stuff like that. And the guys are in the comment section, you know, saying things like, well, ma'am, you know, you hit the wall, and where were you at when you were like 21, 22 years old? Like suggesting that when she was 21, 22 years old, she should have been looking for a husband during then. And it's like, well, when I was 21, 22 years old, I was out doing the same thing that you were doing when you were 21, 22 years old. I was out being a hoe. I'm just kidding. But I mean, even if I was doing that, like a lot of people may be out partying and being that. And so a lot of people were out probably cultivating their mind. And what gets me is just the arrogance of some of these guys, as if they don't have 2 and 3 baby mamas and kids. It's just that those kids that they have are with their mothers. Like the kids are at home with their moms, and the guy gets to live kid free for most of each month or all year or whenever the schedule is, if there is one, if he claims the kids at all. A lot of these kids are with their mothers, and the mothers are the ones that are stuck with the kids 24/7, having to figure out daycare and preschool and first grade and all that, homework, dental appointments, doctor appointments, eyeglasses, meals, meal prep, washing clothes, stuff like that, when they're just child free most of the time. So let's just say hypothetically that you have a woman who does get married when she's 21 or 22 years old, and young couple. A lot of people do get married fresh out of high school. A lot of people are married and they marry young, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. But let's just say hypothetically, say you have a young couple that's 21, the girl is 21 or 22, and the guy is 22, 23 years old. And she's at home with a toddler, probably a pregnant belly. She's dealing with mood swings and weird cravings and discomfort from the pregnancy, and he's working, while she stays at home dealing with meals and cleaning the house and taking care of the kids. Well, even if you are 21 or 22 years old, the guy, like his guy friends, are going to clown the shit out of him because they're not married and they weren't crazy enough to get married that young. Because honestly, most 21 and 22-year-old guys are not thinking about marriage either at that age. So why do they expect the women to think about that? So let's just say hypothetically you have a 23-year-old husband and his wife is at home with the kids, and his guy friends, his bros, want to shame him and clown him for being married so young, and they're free, child free, wife free, commitment free, and they're out single and enjoying their youth, right? So they want to come by and after he gets off work or something, or on a weekend, and scoop him up, right? And they want to go hit the basketball court, or they want to go to the gym and work out. Well, he has other women who are young and cute and still have their shapes. They haven't had kids yet to stretch out their, they don't have stretch marks. They don't have problem areas from having children. They don't have back problems. They're still free to keep up with their hair and their skincare routines and do their makeup and stuff and look cute and slim and be young and single. So he's those young girls are checking him out while he's on the basketball court and checking out to see his little imprint and his little gym shorts or whatever, or his big imprint or whatever the hell you want to call it. And they're throwing themselves at him. They thinking he's kind of cute because he still has his youth. He still has his vitality. He's still young and tall and muscular and in shape and, youthful looking. And they throw themselves at him. And now, he's gone all night. And now his poor little wife is at home calling his phone. He won't answer. He's out cheating and doing whatever he's doing because he's not ready for marriage. Neither was she. But she got the short end of the stick of it. She got the short end of the stick, right? So they're headed for divorce court, and along the way, he starts making more broken homes. Years and years later, when he's about 40 or 50, 60 years old now, he's created several broken homes, including that first marriage that didn't work out when he was in high school, right? And now he's up on Kendra G, because there was another Kendra G show that I did a video about when I was talking about the nerve and sometimes the entitlement and the audacity of some of these men. There was this older man who was on there. Basically, he was a father too. He had a grown child and a 12-year-old son by two different women, and he was sitting in his apartment, very quiet apartment, because he's not dealing with either one of his children, and he gets to sit there and relax and chill and have complete quiet and date and move around as he pleases because his kids are with their mom. I'm quite sure if the mom calls and says that, little so-and-so has a fever, he's going to ask the mom, well, okay, what are you doing about it? What have you done about it? What have you given him or her? What have you taken them to the emergency? What have you done about that, mom? While he sits on his ass in his apartment watching the game or whatever the fuck he's doing, right? So, this same guy that was on Kendra G trying to show off these knockoff Basquiat pictures basically said that he was looking for a young woman in her 30s and under who were still within her childbearing years, and he preferred her to not have a father in her life so he can function as a lover and a father figure kind of thing. So he said he didn't want a woman his age. I think he was 54 or something like that, because he said those women, those ages are like basically goodwill discarded items, like they don't have any value or something. And I'm thinking to myself, like, oh wow, you cocky bastard. Like, women that age don't have any value. Wow. Okay, and so now while you're sitting there, since they don't have that kind of value, I'm thinking, well, tell that to the grandmother who is sitting in the room across the hall from you in your nursing home, who has like all her kids and grandkids and great grandkids showering her with gifts and balloons and flowers and singing happy birthday so loud to her that it echoes through the whole nursing home, while you're sitting in your quiet little room in your miserable little TV with nothing but the TV remote and your little diaper on. Have never been married, wishing that you had that same 21-year-old wife that you dumped while you were out cheating and sowing your wild oats. Wishing you had those kids in your corner coming up there to cuss out the nurses and the doctors and make sure that you got all the good care and all the care that you needed, and making sure they were taking care of you properly. While that grandmother who has her who's surrounded like by her grandkids and her kids and her great grandkids, bringing her gifts and washing her clothes and bringing them back up there and visiting with her and sitting for hours and hours and hours chit-chatting and catching up, doing her hair, bringing her flowers and food and whatever she wants, and you're just sitting there with nobody to come see you. Because these guys really are very arrogant. Like, they really believe, like, nobody in their right mind in the United States of America or anywhere on the Western Hemisphere is going to push their daughters to marry at 21 years old, 22 years old, or their sons. They're going to want you to like cultivate your mind first. They tell you that you're a young woman with a mind, that you have a future, you have a brain, and that you have a purpose outside of just sitting around playing Sealy from The Color Purple, washing some guy's drawers and taking care of his freaking kids while he goes out and does whatever the hell he wants to do. And he has a future and he does whatever. Like, these guys really at any age don't really want to be married. If they did, they would be. And it just is the arrogance of it all, because Kevin Samuels have really, like they say, feminism has really done a number on us. Kevin Samuels has really done a number on a lot of these men. Like, they really think that they're men of high value. And like, that is just the dumbest phrase ever. High value men. Like, where? Because what a lot of guys don't understand, especially the ones who like to bash single mothers, is what they don't understand is you can have baggage even though it may not come in the form of a child. You could be child free and still have baggage. A lot of these guys have prison records. They have no high school diploma. They have no driver's licenses. They have like less earning potential. They have mental illnesses. They have anger issues, unresolved traumas when they were kids, and they have baggage that a lot of women, especially younger women, are not going to want to deal with and are not going to sign up for either. And I just really wish that somebody could tell some of these guys this shit. Like, they always want to get in her comment section and talk about how these women have hit the wall and they're over the hill and they're done for and they're done. I get the several different kids by the different dads. I get that, because people don't really want to sign up for that. Got a lot of young women and a lot of young men in nowadays that want to start fresh and that are child free, but a lot of them want to go to college. They want to like learn something. They want to learn how to navigate the world and learn how to socialize, learn how the world works first, because if you don't know shit, how are you going to teach a kid anything? If you haven't experienced anything, how can you teach a child anything? Like, it makes zero sense to me, just the arrogance of some of these guys. So yeah, that was just my little rant. Check out this Kendra G show. It's only 7 minutes. It's hilarious. Kendra G's expressions are just hilarious, and when she draws pictures of stick figures and tells women this is as close as you're going to get to this guy, so you may as well lower your standards and snap back to reality, honey. I mean, it's just absolutely hilarious. So just check it out, because I guarantee you will laugh your butt off. Like, it is hilarious. But that's all I have for tonight. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys next time.